Good afternoon, and again, welcome to another episode of the Jamaica Football Chronicles. Your boy Jackson with Fry again. Fry, how's it been going?
Yeah, man, there we're going good. We just recently got like some severe weather driving on the highway, and
Right.
let's just say the breeze nearly turn over the vehicle, so we have to turn back and just leave the highway. It
Mm,
was crazy, but we survived, and we're
yeah,
here go eat Sunday dinner and them thing there.
that's good. That's good. Glad you guys are okay. Glad you guys are okay. Um, what I want to touch into first before we do head into the show, I want to say thanks for all the interactions we've been having with the last episode. We do appreciate it. Secondly, I want to touch on a couple of them comments. Um, I
Me,
saw
no,
one
wait,
where
wait.
it said
Me don't want
that
to say thanks. I don't, I know, I don't want to say
no,
thanks.
calm,
I'm
calm
actually
now.
hurt.
Calm,
Go ahead. Sorry to cut you. Do you think?
calm. You'll get your chance. You'll get your chance, bro. You get your chance. But yeah,
Okay.
um, first one was the one I can't remember. It said since the J3s are currently contracted with Puma, they can't start negotiations with Adidas. I want to say that that's the biggest load of horseshit I've ever heard because Manchester United, I'll use that as an example, have a contract with TeamViewer, the shirt sponsor, up until 2026, if I'm not mistaken, and that started in 2022. Was it? Was it? Yeah, 2022, the season when Varane just came in, and we've already negotiated to switch to Snapdragon for 2026, for 2025. So you can negotiate. It's not out of the realms of possibility. You can negotiate with other teams. I mean, if you want to do a players aspect, we already know Kylian Mbappe was negotiating with Real Madrid while at PSG. Does you can do it. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Secondly, that guy who or girl, I don't know if who that is, who said that we did have a league in 5 years, who clearly has never heard a joke in all their lives. When I mean there was no league in 5 years, no one really talked about a league in 5 years. No one really spoke about a league in 5 years ago. 2019. I mean, what did we have? Name something special from 5 years ago in the JPL, which at the time was still the Red Stripe Premier League. You couldn't, right? The league got more recognition with the likes of Colin Anderson and Trevante Stewart fighting it out for the past 2 seasons, and we know Trevante has already moved on. Colin is at Jamaica International. Like, if you can't take a joke, fine. You said bake some cookies, sure. I hate cookies, by the way, so no. Um, Fry, you said you're not happy. You can advise what you're not
Oh,
happy about.
well, I think you hit the nail on the head for the most part. Yeah, I was just going to rant about the comment about baking cookies. That did hurt my feelings. I did cry for quite some nights after reading that. But yeah, we're there, go on, do same way. Yeah.
Mm, yeah, yeah. And also, guys, there's going to be a link in the description on this one. One for the official podcast page, and two for my interview that I did recently with Chris Wise, a BBC broadcaster in England. Spoke about a variety of things, FFP, VAR. I know a lot of you guys hate the refs. Um, Premier League, basically the best player in the Premier League so far, and who goes discussion. At yet at liberty to release that. I will still, ask if I can, because I do other work for other people. So I'll ask them if I can release it on our own platform. But it was a good experience. I would say hands down he's the most professional person I've ever spoken to.
Yeah. What about me?
But enough
Am
of
I
that.
not
Enough of that
professional?
early show reverb. bruv. Fry. Right. We you got your professional aspects, right? But you kind of lost it when you said 200 people who protest for the rights of Palestinians need to kick the bucket, right? You kind of lost the professionalism there.
First of all, I said that in jest. I wasn't 100% serious, so there's no proof, and there's also no proof that I said that. There's also no proof, and I did say
I
in
can
GTA,
drop
so I
the
covered all
episode
my
link as
bases.
well.
I said in GTA. I didn't mean in real life. I covered all my bases. That's how it works. That's how it works, man.
Damn, you got me there. You got me there. Also, guys, we did commentate on the National League playoff final all the way to penalties. 2.5 non-league players play like prime Barcelona, prime Getafe, prime Sevilla. It was wonderful to watch. Jamie Osborne scored a cracker. Cheek was very good on the day. Webster sent them through. So you guys will be seeing or hearing that actually um, in the near future. Once we do finish it with the editing, just getting out the highlights. There are certain things said that we can't really have out there. So
Okay, I wonder who said that.
yeah, but you guys straight into the show. Don't worry, you weren't here at the time. You weren't here, so you're free. You're free. You're not guilty of
Okay.
anything at those points. You're not guilty. But straight into the show, and we'll start locally again. We'll start with the Jamaica, the Reggae Boys. The CONCACAF Nations League groups were named, and we are in the Nations League group, Group B in League A. So top division now. No longer playing with the little guys. So we'll be up against Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, Cuba, Nicaragua, and French Guyana. How are you feeling ahead of those matches in the future?
Well, on paper, that is a winnable group on paper, but football isn't played on paper, obviously. And
Mm.
so I'm just interested in to see how we perform, because you know you can never know with that Jamaican side. You never know. It's either hit or miss.
Mm.
Yeah. What are you
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about, like the group and the competition? Who you think is gonna like give us a run for our money in that group?
I mean, for this group in particular, you look at the likes of Honduras and the likes of Nicaragua, who have been pushing for the World Cup. Honduras have made it at the most recent. Was that 2020? No, I think they were at 2018, but they've been the most recent within that group to be at the World Cup. Nicaragua have a very I think it should still be a walkover based on the players we have. The quality should still prevail, but as you say, it's never predictable with the Reggae Boys. But yeah, to give us a run for our money, definitely would have to be
I
Honduras
just
and
had a
Nicaragua.
crazy
I want to
thought.
say Trinidad, but
Um,
they're
is Yeah, is Jamaica the Chelsea of CONCACAF, because they have all this talent on the team but underachieving. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
I mean, we have no Cole Palmer, so I would say no. You know, we might be the Chelsea in regards to the talent, etc., and we're underperforming. But Chelsea do have one guy who are dragging them all the way up in the Prem this season. So we until we find our own Cole Palmer, then I wouldn't say that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I mean, looking at the other groups, it's supposed to be simple in League A. I don't see the likes of the Americas, the Mexicos, etc. Group A has Guatemala, Costa Rica, Suriname, Guyana, Guadeloupe, etc. So, well, that's basically the group, and then it's not really that dominant. So I'm guessing that we'll have a very good chance to win the Nations League. We've never actually won regional trophies. I mean, Caribbean Cup, but that's not really. I mean, we are the best in the Caribbean. We should be winning that. But to win the Nations League would actually be a very, very big feather in the cap of Emma Algrimson
Mm, yeah.
if we do it.
Um, do you think
Um,
if we don't make it out of that group, should we move on to another manager? Do you think?
well, you see, I've never wanted this manager, right? I put that out there all the time. He wasn't my favorite. He wasn't my first choice. I didn't even know he was actually available, if I'm being honest. Um, but he has done reasonably well. The things he said, he does say that, hey, we're gonna need time to implement a style. You kind of only get them for 9 days, and that is true. So in this summer coming up, right, lots of the players, their leagues end in the next week and a half or so. um, so yeah, at that point they'll be meeting up at camps. They'll have a little holiday, then they'll come and meet up at the start of June, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll have time to implement his style. And if we don't see that then during this summer, and we go out of this group, then yeah, we have to move on from him. It's something that we have to like. People say with Ama United him exact way last season. We had a left back who knew his role and tucked in beside Casemiro, just like the Lord did, and I saw the style. I saw the 4-1-4-1 in every game, and we dominated most teams in terms of on the ball pressure. In this season, we don't have a left back. You see the whole change. But in Jamaica, we need to see a style because it's much easier to get a style in international football than it is in club football because all of these players are already used to a top level type of style. You can easily go and say, all right, I've normally played the way that Ethan Pinnock or Deshaun Bernard or Amari Bell, how they play club level. So it's easier there. Antonio knows how to play that way as well. The only thing is to get Leon, Leon, Damari, Amari Hutchinson, get them disciplined enough as wingers to fall into that style of play when they're in this yellow jersey. Because the midfielders, they pick themselves and they all know how to play behind the ball in a pressing system, counter-attacking style, which is what Hal Grimson is bringing in. Obviously, in possession in the smaller games is different, but for this, he's got to implement his style this summer, and we're supposed to see a distinct style when the JFC on Twitter do their game by numbers for players. We're supposed to be able to see a midfielder have 80%, 90% pass accuracy, 60 plus touches, and the team itself having over 60% possession.
Yeah, I would cry tears of joy
Well,
if I
long story
see
short,
those
yeah,
stats
I'd
for
move
a
on.
Jamaican midfielder. Mm, yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that. Just having a tad. But we'll move on. Away from Jamaica and into the courtroom. No, you're not being charged. Fry. Nottingham Forest lost their appeal against the profit and sustainability ruling earlier this week. So that 4 point deduction will stay as a 4 point deduction. Luton are heavy on their heels. Burnley are heavy on their heels. Um, the, how does this look? I mean, we did speak midweek, and Sav, who's not here, who's unfortunately very ill today, um, said that with this appeal being lost, then definitely City has got to be charged now, right? Because Forest 4 points. I mean, we've got to have to see something. But what are your thoughts on this whole sham? Because that's all I can say about it.
if how in an ideal world, you do the crime, you do the time, and based on what they're saying, Forrest did do the crime, so they're paying for the consequences for that. I would just like to see that reflected across the league. Fairness is important, and Forrest appealed, and somehow it I don't know if they didn't have the infinite lawyer money to push it back until after the league ended, but like because I don't know. It's just crazy to think about how corrupt this remind me like of the league back in like the 90s when it could legit just pay off referees. This like I haven't seen corruption this strong since like back then, you know. So it's bad. You don't like to see that.
Yeah, as long as everybody pays fairly, it's fine because everyone would think it's fine anyway. I saw something yesterday. I read an article, and it said that the charges that City have, none of them would have been none of them can be reversed at this stage. So they have to be sanctioned for them, and sanction based on how the Premier League do it. If you realize it's between what, a 2 and a 4 point deduction. We did the math; it was over 2,000 points based on the amount of charges. So we're saying, yeah, City are going to be expunged from the top four divisions. They might actually be having to play Solihull Moors. Fun fact, because that's how many points they would have to go down to be relevant.
You know, that would
And I
be
actually
crazy because
saw
that
one where
would
they actually
benefit.
listed all.
Yeah, that would benefit Erling Haaland because he could score like if he stays, if he stays and plays against like Solihull and them man, he could score like 25 goals a game and then, like crazy just destroy records. So like it could be a strat, could be kind of like a broken strat to become just a legend, just the speed run being a legend in the EPL.
Man would score 1,000 goals, and no one would ever care because guess what? The National League is not counted as professional, so that would be
Damn.
difficult. Plus, Plus, I don't think they'd be able to keep him anyway based on wages and the money. They would want to have it as a level playing ground. So the EFL would withdraw their money. Sponsors would withdraw because no one's going to sponsor a team that low down. And we'd be seeing what City were 16 years ago, a team that can't beat Middlesbrough. Um, but yeah,
Mhm.
um, moving on from City because their fans are very touchy. There's about seven in the world, and they always hear things when you mention City. So, um, moving on to something that City can't do, and that's win the Champions League. Yes, I've said it. Real Madrid, Hala Madrid, Apola Quince, knocking out Bayern Munich. Um, Dortmund, surprisingly for me, knocking out PSG. Um, I mean, what a week in terms of the Champions League. Real, you know what happened. Ancelotti lifted his eyebrow in the 87th minute. They scored 2 goals in 3 minutes afterwards. I mean, what can you say about the Madrid team, man?
It is really impressive. It's different from seeing like a City run away with the league because it's very expected how they do it. But when Real Madrid is in the Champions League, the craziest stuff just happen and just goes their way. Like I was watching the match and now I was being impeccable the entire match, and he made one mistake and the Real Madrid capitalized on it and just destroyed them the last remaining minutes of the match, and that shows just the luck and just the just everything is just for that Real Madrid side. It's really crazy. Brilliant team, brilliant players, brilliant manager. The eyebrow of the gods or whatever you called it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have players that actually run for 90 minutes. Joselu came on, he just ran at Neuer. Like, no one expected Vinicius' shot to be dropped. Joselu ran in, scored, and we're like, we got a game. We got a game. And then, I mean, how could you write it that centre back, German centre back, Antonio Rudiger, crossed the ball in on his left foot in front of the 6 yard area for Joselu to score? That's not even in folklore how you could write that. He's not left
It
footed,
was
he's a
basically
centre back.
impossible.
Exactly. It shouldn't have happened. It happened. He was onside. And, Madrid win. Obviously, there are people who are saying, oh, it couldn't have happened because, you know, um, the Bayern were onside, or the referee shouldn't have put his flag up. I mean, there were two offside players. One went for the ball. The flag went up. Maybe the ref shouldn't have whistled, but
Oh, you're
it
talking
is
about
offside.
the offside goal after that one. That was crazy. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to just the Real Madrid luck, because that was definitely an error by the linesman. So that shows Real Madrid just, maybe they're paying off the linesman. Who knows? But they're winning and
Nah,
they're doing well. Now, no, that's outside the
I
realm of
don't think it's
possibility.
that deep whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely like you're not
No, I just
biased.
don't think it's that deep, bro. No, it's not that deep. He was look. If we're being honest, right?
Mm,
He was
yeah,
offside. The linesman is supposed to put up his flag whenever he feels. I don't know why people are cursing the linesman. He did his job. The ref shouldn't have blown his whistle yet, right? That's what I've been saying. The ref shouldn't have blown his whistle at the time. And even if he didn't, do you really think Rudiger would allow Matthias de Ligt to have a shot in the box? Like, I
that's
tell
not the.
people
You're
Rudiger
saying.
is the craziest of
Hmm.
defenders. He won't
He
allow
is,
that shot regardless. Right? He did allow it. He heard the whistle. He stopped playing just like everybody else.
because they paid off the ref. That's why he stopped playing.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. Any way
Bro,
to win, I get it.
listen,
I get it.
I
Any
don't know
way to
what
win
is
the
with you
Champions
people.
League. Any way to win the Champions League.
Bro, I don't know what
But
is
it was
with
a
your
it was a
people, man.
stunner. It was a
Look,
brilliant match.
when yeah, but they weren't set up either way. Because if look, say that goal went in, say VAR checked it and said, all right, so he wasn't offside, blah blah, goal given, right? They have no strikers on the pitch. They only have Choupo-Moting on the pitch as an attacking player to play 30 more minutes with Real Madrid at the Bernabeu with the roof shut. And Ancelotti had subs left. He put on Brahim Diaz, Joselu. He still had Vinicius on. Like, how do you? They could not have. Bayern were never going to go through extra time. They were never going to have the legs
That
to go
is
through with
a
extra time. They didn't
strong.
have the attack.
That's a strong assumption.
They
I
didn't.
just want to know that. So
No, they
it's
didn't
not
have the
only,
legs.
but
Like,
mm, go ahead.
how many times did Vinicius put Kimmich on the ground, bro? He didn't. They didn't have the legs. They couldn't. They couldn't continue with 30 more minutes with the team that was on the pitch, right? Because he took off Musiala, took off Sane, and Nabry got injured. He had Davies, and after he scored, they stopped using him altogether in the game.
What a
Like,
stunner, Davies! My whoa, brilliant. Davies is my
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Real Madrid might just decide, you celebrated at the Bernabeu after scoring. We're not buying you again. You stay not buying. And that would be the pettiest of things. Um, But yeah, good game. We're not dwelling on the refereeing mistakes much. In terms of Europe, the ref knows that he should actually wait for the play to develop. Maybe he thought the ball was going backwards. Maybe he misjudged it or whatever. The
Or
linesman,
maybe
he
his
did nothing
pocket
wrong,
is stocked. That's
bro.
also a maybe as well.
We are
You're
not
forgetting that
we are
part.
not Barcelona. We're not Barcelona, right?
Okay.
We're not Barcelona. Barca, they've not been convicted, but many refs have said, hey, man would be like, and they would like, yeah, Barca's won the league. So I'm not getting into that. We have to talk about the second game. There were two legs. There were actually two ties, bro. Dortmund winning
Mm.
against PSG. I think PSG hit the woodwork so much times they could have officially applied for the Mason job, because they were just hitting woods all game. Hit the crossbar, hit both posts. I mean, I don't even know how the game ended, just 1-0. But
Yeah,
Dortmund to the final.
full on
People
carpenters over
saying
there, man.
exactly. I mean, yeah. And Dortmund are going to the final. People are saying this is Marco Royce's swan song, Royce to win the Champions League, and I'm like, no,
In typical
no.
Royce
Apoel
fashion, he
Akinci,
gets
I can't have
injured
it.
in training.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Well, it's a good career for Marco Royce. He's leaving, and I knew that give it 2 days, and you'd see all the rumors about Saudi Arabia and the MLS, and that's exactly what's happened so far. So, wherever Royce goes, it will be a fantastic thing for him. Money, exposure, etc. That's gonna be him for now on. Um,
Yeah, he deserves
but
it.
does Dortmund
Fantastic
actually
player,
do have a
fantastic
chance to
career.
win the Champions League?
Uh against the infinite luck and match fixing, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's going to be hard. I'm
But
like what Jude Bellingham said, match fixing. I got
when did
fined,
he say
but
that?
like he definitely
Oh,
said
you
that
mean in the
back,
league?
yeah, back
You
in
mean when they were
Bundesliga.
cheated? When they were cheated? When they were cheated this season against who was it? I think it was Valencia when he scored and the ref said, "Nah, we're blowing for full time while the ball's in the box."
It's crazy.
That was against Madrid. I'll just say.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
was talking
continue
about that, but
with your
yeah,
point, mate.
yeah. I was saying that it's going to be I don't see Real Madrid losing. It's just that not in the Real Madrid DNA to lose in the Champions League. I would be shocked if Dortmund gets away with it, but I would also be happy because I'm tired to see Real Madrid win it now. Come on, man, done. You can done now. Move on. Try win La Liga. Come on,
Never,
man.
never. They already did.
Fair enough.
They've already did, and they've won it. It's a record 36 time. So yeah, it's out there. Um, but they do have a very good record in European finals. Before this season, before June 1st, where the final is, they've been in 17 European finals. 40, well, eight, no, yeah, 17. They've won 14 Champions Leagues and two Europa Leagues. The one final they lost, Sir Alex Ferguson's Aberdeen.
Mm, mm.
That's the only final Real Madrid have ever lost in their history. The only final in Europe. Sir Alex with a Scottish team.
It shows.
Just
It shows,
greatness.
man.
Just
Yeah,
greatness.
football heritage
And
right there.
exactly, tell Pep to do that. Anyway, um, speaking of Real Madrid, Tony Cruz is going to be leaving Real Madrid, not this season, end of next summer, as they all do know already. And they are looking for replacements. And Real Madrid have already sounded out Bayer Leverkusen attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz to replace Tony Cruz in 2025. Um, they are stacked. Let's say that as bluntly as it is. Real Madrid are going to be stacked. And for a decade, no one will be dominating Europe apart from Real Madrid on paper, we can say. But Wirtz
Yeah,
to
yeah.
replace Cruz. Thoughts on that?
Um, I don't have much to add. Real Madrid is going to be stacked, a force to be reckoned with. Barcelona is done. Barca fans in the dirt, in the mud. So it go rough. But that you're gonna
Yeah.
see a lot more Real Madrid domination for years to come, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, Courtois might still be there. Maybe they use Lunin. Lunin is still of a elder age in terms of football itself. Um, Alfonso Davies, Carvajal is still here. Maybe they look to replace him, but you look at the rest of the team, Militao. Apparently, they're going to get 18-year-old Lenny Euro from Lille as another centre back with him. Chouamini, Camavinga, Bellingham, Valverde. The adverts to that. Um, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Brahim Diaz, Nico Paz, Endrick. And you look at where's the weakness? I mean, apart from right back, where's the weakness in that team for years to come? They might just go out and buy back Hakimi, and that's it. Real Madrid win everything. They'd win a treble finally. Um, But one German for another. I mean, Verts to replace Cruz. That should be illegal. But they're not really breaking any rules. They buy players when they're not worth anything at a point. Like Valverde, they bought at 5 million, which is hella business to get Valverde for 5 million. Um, and the rest, they invested heavily. Vinicius and Vinicius, Camavinga, and Rodrigo were all under 100 million combined, and bought as nobodies. So it's ecstatic. It's just ecstatic. And as you said, Barca in the mud because I mean, competing with a team like that when you don't have any financials to actually recruit players is very difficult.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll move into the next section. Um, Manager of the month, player of the month, or player of the season, sorry, manager of the season have been announced. The nominees: Mikel Arteta of Arsenal, Unai Emery of Aston Villa, Pep Guardiola of Man City, Adonis Areola of Bournemouth, and Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool. Of the five candidates, Fry, of your exponential knowledge of these managers, who deserves the award?
You're making me blush, man. Exponential knowledge. All right. So Arteta's done it again. I have to like there is even though Arsenal are bottom jobs, I have to give it to Arteta because I did not expect them to get this close to the league title again and drop it again, just like in bottle fashion. But I still have to give them the praise because they deserve it. They held on until the last minute, and buttered it. But they still do deserve a lot of praise for what Arteta did with that squad and carried them right back to the standard of where they was last season, or close to. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Arteta for real, man. He's a real one.
Yeah, I mean, and to lose it the way they're doing is very they've lost one game this calendar year in the Premier League. It was to Aston Villa, and that's the only game that's kind of knocked them out of the title race. City's backed up by 2 points. You'd need someone to draw with Manchester City. Fulham can't do it. Maybe it will be Tottenham to help Arsenal after all. Doubt it, but you know,
Doubt it.
doubt. Something I wanted to bring in: young player of the season was also announced, but for England, the criteria of young player is 24, or sorry, 25 and under, which doesn't make any sense as a young player, right? I mean, I think young players should be what, 23 and under or 21 and under.
25 is kind of 25-year-old player is seasoned. So I don't think I think they're pushing it to say 25 is for a young player criteria, but that's how they work with it. So who did they have nominated for young player, 25-year-olds?
I mean, well, Isak is the oldest. Alexander Isaac, he's 25 in December this year. Yeah, 25 this year. Um, Erling Haaland is up for young player of the season, who is over the age of 23 as well. Same with Phil Foden. Um, Cole Palmer is a young player, so I'd give them that. Bukayo Saka is, if I'm not mistaken, he's 23 as well. Saliba, another one, is 22, again over 21. Destiny Udoge from Tottenham, unfortunately had to end the season due to injury. And Kobe Menu is in there as well. I have no biases, so I'm not gonna go out and say Kobe Menu. I'm not gonna say Kobe, right? I'm better than that. If we had
Okay.
gone on like a 4 game win streak, then I would have said, of course, it's not even a contest. But we've not been that good, and I don't want to say individual performance because he has been not great in the past 2 game weeks. Not on his fault, just the team has dragged everyone down. For Young Player of the Year, I don't see how you can look at anywhere apart from dark blue and give that to Cole Palmer.
Yeah, I think it's undeniable at this point what he's done. Carried Chelsea on its back. He must be so tired, man. It's crazy. And to imagine, I always said it, Pep the odd man on the bench last season is yo. Pep need to be tried for like fraud. Like how you have Cole Pope on the bench, yo. Anyways, he's brilliant. He deserves it. That player, young player, the season for sure. It's undeniable. Erling Haaland is a good shout, but I don't think he's had um nearly the same impact to that City team like what Cole Palmer did, despite having better stats. I think more goals. I don't think he has more goal contributions though. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to Cole. Isaac is a good shout, a good nominee as well. But Cole Palmer, undeniable.
Yeah, man. And just a quick thought before we do head into our Premier League player, our team of the seasons with manager, etc. Um, your boy, Richards, Dujan, his club Chelsea, are accelerating, advancing. I don't know what other way to put it. For talented Brazilian youngster, Estavo Villan. They call him Messinho, as we've spoken about him on the show before. Their Chelsea are gonna pay higher than his release clause. That's just to show how much they do want him. Release clause is
Hmm.
65, and they're paying more than that for the kid. Um, I did mention that it was already difficult for Whisper to break in. They've just signed one of the generational right wingers in the world to push him even further down the pecking order. I mean, you're his agent. What are you waiting on? You've already taken Ransom Craig. Aren't you going to get him out of that club to get him first team football somewhere?
uh, it's. I think his development is going good, well enough right now. I think exercising patience is important. Messi, would be a good addition to the Chelsea team, and it shows their motivation to try and get the best talent and to achieve. But must have hope said Westbrook will break into the team for sure. With Messi, are not. So man really that stressed. He's still in form. He's still getting goal, getting assists, working good in the 21 under 21 and 23. I remember,
21,
but he's still
21.
yeah under 21. So yeah, it's good. It's good. He's still going well. There's still steady production, steady improvement.
Mhm. All right, you hear that, folks? He's not getting him out, so there should be no rumors of him leaving to go on loan to France or anything like that. Um, Whisper is staying at least another year, probably in the under 21s, before he does join the loan brigade. But we're here now. Premier League team of the season. Season's done. I mean, nothing should change your mind from where we are now. There are 2 games to go, 2 match weeks left. And Fry, I'll let you kick it off with your Premier League team of the season. What do you have? I've not seen it. We've not shown each other our teams of the season, so it will be very, very good to see. And you see a live reaction, by the way.
All right. So what do I just list off the players? I think that's what we're gonna
Y-
do.
y-
Yeah.
You don't have the option to share.
It's moving a bit iffy right now. It's doing a little shaking thing, a little freezing thing. Uh, I don't want to reload and it just disappear all of my hard work.
Okay, you
So
want?
I'm gonna take a picture and then I'm gonna refresh it.
Okay.
It's just
But
because
in
my team is so good. That's why like the Wi-Fi gods are like fighting against me. My
man,
team of the season is so impeccable. So I'm gonna refresh. Cross
okay,
your finger that it's still there.
all right. But in the meantime, while we do wait on that, player of the season, um, official, not young player or anything, just player of the season. We have one, two, three, four players that came from young players. Um, in regards to Haaland, Foden, Palmer, and Isak. The other four are Erdegaard. Declan Rice, Ollie Watkins, and Virgil van Dijk. Um, while you load that up and get everything ready, who do you think should be Premier League Player of the Season?
We've been singing Cole Palmer's praises for so long, man. But I was just gonna continue singing his praises. He really is the signing of the season, the player of the season, young player of the season, everything, everything. Cole Palmer all the
Ballon
way.
d'Or? Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or. I don't think he's won anything other than the Chelsea, the hearts of the Chelsea fans. But yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna send you a picture of like the frozen tab. Yeah,
Man,
that's what I'm gonna do.
you want to share the link? I think there is a share option. You share it here. I'll see
No,
if I
it's
can
it's
pull it up.
completely frozen. It can't be pulled up. That's what I'm saying.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it just decide to just start shake up and move very.
Okay, that's oh my Christ,
Yeah.
bro. Okay. Let me see what I can do with this. And he's gone with the old-fashioned 4-4-2. Wow. Man.
Just so you
Looks
know, if Anbran Bailey is definitely in the team of the season. He has to be. He's there. I wanted to put Whisper, but if Whisper
oh
played
my
even
god.
one game, if Whisper even came on as a sub and played like 1 minute, I would have put Whisper on there, but I couldn't. So I
Your
did.
bias your biases are so seen, man. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. Um on my end. Give me a sec here. Guys, if you want to know, he's got what two Manchester City players in the team of the season. He's actually found space for a Manchester United player as well. Even me at my biases um won't have that. I wanted to put a certain right back in there from us, but weren't unable. I couldn't go against the players I fought. I mean, bro, this is gonna be hilarious. This is gonna be hilarious. Um, okay, got it. Okay, so let me go ahead and showcase the team that Fry decided was the Premier League team of the season for the rest of you peoples. Um, he's gone with a 4-4-2 setup. That's the first thing. He has gone with a 4-4-2 setup. Let me make sure you guys are seeing it. Not on the side. Let's go here. There we are. So, Fry, explain the additions. We see Vicario in goal, back four of Destiny Udoge, Saliba, John Stones, and Ben White. What made you went with Stones apart from his English?
Stones is just a brilliant centre back, and to see he's been playing like in Pep system, a kind of inverted centre back where he moves into the midfield, and he's just so exceptional on the ball, composed, collected, and I think it complements Saliba as well. So to have them side by side, I think I had to do it. Stones is brilliant, has been brilliant this season, and he's just good, one of the best. Always cooking.
Then we go into the midfield. You have Leon Bailey, Rodri, Bruno Fernandes, Alejandro Garnacho. As I said, he's going a 4-4-2 setup for those not watching. Leon, why
What do you
Leon?
mean why?
Why Leon?
Leon is Leon Bailey. What do you mean why? The man is like he's one of the best wingers right now. Brilliant, exceptional, always a boss, always a pop man uncle. I shift them. He's good. has a lot of goal contributions, or some. He's doing good. He's had a brilliant season, to be honest, and I think he deserves. I think he deserves. You was going to do it for sure. So Leon Bailey had to be my team. He has been exceptional in brilliant form as well. Never
I'm
even have that much injuries compared to like last season. So he had a really good run this season, and he was instrumental in Aston Villa's top four run. So he deserves his spot in my team.
Well, I'm just saying, Arsenal fans, I'm not the one who told him not to put Saka in this team. He's gone with Ale. He's gone with even Bruno Fernandes over a man like Erdegaard or Declan Rice. Any reasoning behind that part? That
I was thinking about putting Odegaard or Declan Rice, but it's just personal choice. Bruno Fernandes, uh, creative. He's really good, and I think it's either Odegaard or Bruno Fernandes for me. But I put Bruno Fernandes because I'm biased to Manchester United. Plain and simple. Rodri is Rodri. Rodri has to be in your team unless you're delusional. That is just facts. Yeah, and Garnacho is Garnacho.
all right. And up front, Cole Palmer, Alexander Isaac. Bit self-explanatory. Don't think I have to go through that.
You don't. No, you don't.
All right. Well, that is his team of the season.
I don't think it's
Um,
too bad. I don't think I'm gonna get roasted too much for this. Uh, yeah.
I
I
mean,
thought they were
somebody.
going to give me more complaints because I didn't have um because I had like City players in the team, but you kind of just you were very gracious with your responses. You never did crap on me too much.
Yeah, well, and you already said manager was Arteta, right? So we know who's managing this team. I'm not going to get into it because we'll let the comments will decide anyway. I mean, maybe you're not told to bake cookies, maybe you're told to do something else this time. Um,
Bake
but
cakes or make
make
donuts.
cakes. You are a donut. Um, but let me just present. We'll easily just go and say, here is the here is an actual Premier League team of the season. Um, here,
All right.
and he's not gonna like this because there's no Leon Bailey, there's no Jamaican people, anything like that, and there is the team on screen right now. Now in goal, I've gone with Jordan Pickford, right? Just because how the hell does Everton have the fourth best defense in the Premier League and they're in a relegation fight? He's got the second most clean sheets as a goalkeeper. He's been wonderful. I know why you went with Vicario. It's fine. It would have been it's actually a toss up between those two, but I lean a bit towards Jordan Pickford because he's in an Everton side. That's crap. That was deducted points and somehow still conceded less goals than Tottenham.
I think that's a fair point. It's a fair point. You can continue. I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing a trend. But you can continue. But you can
I wa-
talk about like the back line. Why Robinson, the American?
because Anthony Robinson's been the best left back in the league all season. It's not fashionable to say for lots of people, but in terms of defensive actions, interceptions, duels won, he is the best left back. He's got a fair few assists on him as well. I think if he was playing for a Tottenham or a Chelsea or a Man United, everybody would be singing his praises as the actual Captain America. Unfortunately, he plays for Fulham, and no one views him as that good a player, even though stats wise and on the eye test, you can see how good he actually is. In terms of centre backs, I went with Torres because he's been the most consistent in that Villa back four, and he's basically the reason as to why Emery can push his team high. He tried doing it last season, it failed horribly. They couldn't really break in. They did win a lot of games, let's not get that wrong, but the offsides weren't as frequent as they are this season. That's down to Torres. He's been very good in the air, very strong. He's good on the ball, as we all know. Saliba picks himself. I think he's in every Premier League team of the season. And Ben White at right back. I wanted so much to put Diogo Dalot because he's been the most consistent right back, but I was trying not to show any bias towards any players, you know. So I decided to go with the player that's had a fantastic season. He's gotten goals and assists and has been solid defensively. And what do they call him? I think it's Benny Blanco, Ben White, whatever.
Yeah. There's a talk about the Phil Foden. The McAllister and the Declan Rice in the midfield is they're really self-explanatory, brilliant players. Either of them should have been in my squad, but you know I'm biased. But
Yeah.
talk about Philip over there on the right.
Well, yes. Well, he's not really on the right. He's on the left. I've put him on the left instead of the right because
Oh,
name a left winger who's actually been good this season. And no, we're not going to use bias and say Ganacho, right? We're actually going to look at this. There's not real. There's been a very low aspect in terms of left wingers. I mean, Trossard's been good, but he's not the starter of Arsenal, and the starter Martinelli's not good. Grealish is rubbish. Doku has no end product. Um, Son is being average on based on Son's criteria. So I thought, you know, Foden is one of the best players and he can't be on the right. In fact, Palmer, Saka, and Foden all play on the right
play
for their
on the
teams.
right. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So it was very difficult, you know, but it's just it's good to see a lot of left footers in my team as well. There's no bias to that anyway. You know, I have five left footers in the team. Because Pickford is left footed as well. Palmer, we all know why Palmer's in the team. Saka, I mean, as I said, guys, Breedy interview was spoken with Chris, and he said it brilliantly. Saka's put the bar so high, his good season looks average, and that is what's happening this season. And up front, don't get me wrong, Alexander Isak is the best striker in the Premier League, in terms of a fully football aspect. But Ollie Watkins has been the best striker based on his output. 19 goals, 12 assists as a striker. That's that's magnificent. I mean, you don't see strikers passing much, and obviously Unai Emery for me is the manager of the season. Um, but yeah, that is my team of the season. I don't expect much, as you said as well, much of backlash. You know, obviously people are gonna look at me and say, "Oh, McAllister, blah blah blah, Torres, blah blah blah." But who are you gonna play? And don't tell me Van Dijk because he's not really been consistent for the entirety of the season. The only reason Torres hasn't was he was injured, and that was about 3 games. McAllister has been one of the better midfielders, and don't tell me Rodri because I decide I'm not playing two sixes, right? And Rice has been better this season anyway. And the rest of the team is all the rest of the team is.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You did well. You cooked. You cooked.
Obviously, mate. I told you I was going to show an actual team of the season there. You know, no biases, no anything. Speaking of biases, we will go to a quick break. Fry has about 17 people who he sent in our WhatsApp group of who he would like to kick the bucket this week. So we're gonna count down and see who actually survives the kicking this week. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and hey, what's up? We're back. You know, I'm gonna take a sip, come back refreshed, and we're gonna talk
Hmm.
about who are gonna kick the bucket this week. And there really is only one person who can kick the bucket, and you know who it is too. So, Mario, you can just say it with me. Wait, you have a guess? Maybe you have a
Uh,
guess.
bro, I can't get like. the things you say are very out of pocket, and there are many people. I can't guess one. Is it in sport?
Nah, no, I don't think we're guessing it.
Oh my God! Do what you gotta do,
um,
bro.
all right, so it has to be Drake. Drake has to kick the bucket. These allegations are outrageous. These, these allegations are outrageous. Kendrick end this man whole career. Freaky ass nigga, you a 69 guy. Run for your life. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, they not like us.
Yeah.
Drake has to
I
kick the
was just
bucket. Those
pulling that shit
allegations.
up, bro. I was
Yeah,
just pulling
it
that
is. It is wild. It is wild. I'm loving the beef.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think that they gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland so will be your last stop, nigga.
shit. Yeah, man, that was
Yeah,
nice. You know,
yeah.
trying to string a
Um,
chord. Thought it was
mm.
A minor.
You see, that's bars. That's bars. That song is definitely a bop. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that every day. So Drake has to kick the bucket. I don't think he'll recover. He's trying. They're going job for job. But I just want to let you know that Drake is kicking the bucket. Kendrick Kendrick, this is our way to what's the word they use for it? Where like there's an earworm, or like it just plays in your head. Yeah, and I've been singing it for the entire week, so they're not like us. He's kicking the
Uh,
bucket. Yeah.
They are not like us, bruv. Not like us either way, in a way. For me, I think you already know who was doing it. I figured this out from Tuesday, and I'm not holding it back. It is if you don't know who it is, and you're probably not on Twitter, United Ellis on Twitter, right? He's coming in and he's saying after PSG lost that Rashford is still better than an Mbappe. I mean, for God's sakes, man. For God's sakes. I mean, one of my friends retweeted it to me and said, "This is the problem with the fan base. You have people like this in it. Rashford is better than Mbappe. All right, name me how." Because if I ask, what is he gonna say? Shooting, well, Russia's got 7 goals, and Mbappe's got 30. Passing, Russia never passes. Crossing, Russia never crosses. Like he's taller, but he doesn't. He's not better in the air either. He's not quicker than him. Like these type of things really piss me off because we're not in that era where we can say, yeah, Rashford over Mbappe. The only player over Mbappe right now you could say is Vinicius. Like there's no other player in the world that could potentially be over Kylian Mbappe in this point in this stage of stage of life right now. And it was so infuriating. I just had to bring that up, bruv. I just had to bring that up. But yeah, United Ellis
Mm,
has got to kick the bucket forever.
yeah. United Ellis and Drake is kicking the bucket this week. You heard it here.
Yeah, man. But longer show than expected. I did not expect it to be this time frame. Hopefully the rest of you guys can still, watch on, be entertained, put in your teams of the seasons as well, manager, player, young player, etc. all in the comments. If you think I chat shit, then put it in the comments and tell me why. If you think Fry, just put it in the comments. We all know why. If you think Yeah. If you think Sav is on the FBI wanted list, put it in the comments. We will not reply to those allegations
Yeah, we
legally.
won't confirm or deny whether or not yeah.
Yeah, we won't say if he is being spoken about by the Birmingham people as well. So we won't confirm, we won't deny. Um Again, thanks for listening, guys. We hope we don't get copyrighted for that little piece of Kendrick Lamar's song. Um, Hopefully, but thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys next week again. And again, look out for that National League commentary outburst as well. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
You.